What's going on, guys? MDOP from the Battle Axe, the Strongman gym in Miami, where strength is everything. Making another video post food. I just went to a Chinese buffet and I'm stuffed out of my mind. Which leads me to the point of this video, because I do have to go to the gym a little bit, not to train or puke all over myself, but to train clients. I get a lot of questions about my diet. Forever Team Red Star. Oh snap. Exactly what I eat. What do strongmen eat? Look, I've been into strongman for about 2 years. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest shit in the planet, but I guess I've been a little bit more involved in the community this last year and a half or so. I'd like to consider myself a strongman, but I don't speak on the behalf of all strongmen. So don't take this as a fact, but rather just an opinion. I think it really depends. Now that the new age of strongman, you're looking at a lot leaner, way more athletic athletes. I mean, Brian Shaw and Bjornsson, these guys are 400 pounds plus and just crazy lean for their weight and size. But you still get a lot of fluff and a lot of bellies out there, because honestly, you know, at the super heavyweight, mass moves mass. And I guess that brings it to the next point, that I guess not only does it depend on the athlete or the person, but it also depends on the weight class. When your weight is unlimited and you're going against guys who are 6'8", 6'7", 400 and something pounds, and you're a guy who's 6'2", 6'4", then you're going to have to put on bulk by any means necessary, I would think. When you get down to the middleweight, lightweight, and so on, the 175, 200, 230 classes where I'm at, you're looking at guys who are about, 12% body fat, maybe even less. Some of them are very gifted, 15 at the most, and they're freaking jacked and tan. I mean, you can look at guys like Zach McCarty and Cale Beck, both extremely handsome and very jacked and tan. Well, I don't know about tan, but jacked. But these guys are walking around, 190, 230, 225, lean, freaking jacked. So I guess exactly what you would say, the diet is really a rather clean diet, unless you're very genetically gifted to eat whatever you want. Even if you move lots of weight, you're still going to put on pounds and fat. And when it comes to a certain weight class, like the 231 class or the 265 classes, you're going to get guys who are just very athletic. So when you get something like a medley or endurance, like a car deadlift or any kind of carry where you have to move your body weight efficiently, when you have just extra fat, it's not really helping you out. Something very, very heavy lift like a stone or a heavy log press, yeah, I get it. But that depends on the situation. It depends on the competition. You see maybe maybe two at the most are for max pushes or max weight. The rest are kind of for minute blitzes of strength. So what I would say that a strongman eats, me personally, 6 days a week, at the least 5. I like to focus on having lots of protein, lots of fat. In season, I'll probably hit around 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, with clean meats for the most part. Red meats tend to upset my stomach a little bit, and they kind of make me feel fat and bloated, which is good for heavy days. Not my favorite when I'm doing a lot of repetition or medleys. I eat lots of chicken, lots of beef, lots of fish, pork. I love ground beef and ground turkey, that kind of stuff, just dumping it in. That stuff has a lot of value to gain weight. I do eat carbs. This season, I've looked leaner than I've ever looked before. I'm about 235 pounds, 21% body fat. That's not very good at all. I have lean extremities and really just a chubby belly, I guess. But I've been trying to lean down a lot more and just focus on being, rather solid. And so I try to rotate my carbs around my workouts. This is what works for me. It doesn't necessarily work for everybody. I know a lot of guys out there who eat massive amounts of carbs and look great. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. I end up shooting to about 250 and holding on to a decent amount of fat. I'm trying to change things around, stay around 240, 235, but be a lot more solid. I eat veggies, not all the time. Sometimes I rather just stuff my face with more protein. I eat white rice, sweet potatoes, brown rice, those kind of things right around my workouts. Barely eat bread. Drink coffee, have beers every now and then, have my whiskey when I can, and that's about it. I eat just right now. I went to that buffet and I tore up a lot of chicken. I had some sushi, had a lot of the raw sushi. I really like that. I did have some white rice. I worked out this morning, so I had some carbohydrates. There's not a lot of good stuff you're gonna get there at a buffet, but I try to keep as much protein in as possible and just didn't stuff my face with lo mein and rice and whatever. Um, but that breaks it down to a very simple diet for strongmen. I think that you should keep your fats and your proteins very high. Try to keep them as clean as possible because when you're a bigger guy and you're holding on to this weight, whether you're a clean athlete or not, your heart goes through a lot of. Is this my mustache doing something weird right here? There we go. Jesus, it's coming back. It's coming back. Um, when you're a bigger guy, your heart goes through a lot of stress just moving your fat ass around. 240, 250, no matter what. And if you're those guys with 300 pounds plus, and you start doing, 400 and something pounds of deadlifts max in a minute, your heart goes through a lot of stress. So adding high caloric foods and meats and fatty products like Burger King and shit like that is not going to cut it. I did it a lot for my first competition when I was a novice, when weight was not an issue, and I came in at 255. And I would just go to Wendy's and have 5 cheeseburgers because I didn't matter. I needed to meet my record, like eat like a beast, caloric requirements, and be big. Now, at a weight class and seeing the top level guys at my weight are just very lean and insanely strong, which I am not there yet, but I will be like in 2 years, I think. I think that it's pretty motivating to stay lean and that the whole image of strongman is completely changing. I love to call it the fat man sport and make jokes about fat man cardio, but it's hardly that, especially at the leaner weight classes. So I hope this gives you kind of an idea of what we do in the strongman world. And those guys out there who are starting to get into strongman, don't be fooled. Don't get in that testosterone-driven appetite where you just want to bulk and eat and be fat and it's cool to be fat. It's not cool to be fat, man. It's not cool to be fat. You're still fat. You might lift heavy shit, but you're fat. And if you're not a guy who's going to be a 300-pound plus athlete and be jacked and fucking crazy strong, then it's time that you focus a little bit on your diet so you're more efficient in your athleticism, especially how the strongman world is changing now. So dropping that fucking science on you and actually kept my shirt on. You're welcome.